What's going on, everyone? So earlier today, Russell Westbrook was traded by the Los Angeles Clippers, headed back to the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz seem to just love to take on Russell Westbrook. They did it for the Lakers. Now they're doing it for the Clippers. And it looks like Russell Westbrook is going to work out a buyout, and then he is expected to sign with the Denver Nuggets. Now, look, Russell Westbrook isn't the player that he once was. He, as a backup in a backup role, which to Russell's credit, he has really embraced and accepted that. He's been much better, particularly on the defensive side of things. His lack of shooting ability, though, his lack of finishing at the rim, he still has that explosiveness. He's still, if he could just figure out how to, contain it like he was when he was younger, I actually do think Russell Westbrook could be, in the right situation, be a very valuable player. He has games and moments still where he looks good, but it's just they're fewer and far between now compared to what they used to be. But again, in the right system, in the right environment, right coaching, right culture, I do think Russell Westbrook can be a factor. Either that, or you put him on one of these young teams and you just let him go crazy, and I think he could still probably go get you nearly a triple-double every night if he's allowed to just kind of go, right? But that's the problem, is in a league where, three-point shooting and shooting in general and, analytics are so significant and important, it's really hard for Russell Westbrook in today's NBA, right? He doesn't do any of the analytical things, right? He's still a guy that you know is going to show up, give you 110%. You know he's a guy that's going to leave it all on the court, right? There's still value in that. And again, he's not a lot of people act like he's just this scrub, this total bum. He's not that. He's nowhere near what he used to be. He now, at this point of his career, is likely your 7th or 8th player on a real roster. But that's fine. Everyone kind of gets to that point. I mean, even guys like Carmelo Anthony ended up missing a year. Luckily, Russell Westbrook was willing to accept and recognize that before he, like many others. I mean, Allen Iverson probably could have played another 5 years if he just got out of his own way, right? But he thought he was still the guy, right? A lot of players struggle with that, going from being the guy to, oh, now I have to be the 8th guy. It's not easy. So I do give Russell Westbrook credit in that regard. For the Clippers standpoint, I mean, look, I think that getting Chris Dunn, I think, is a huge pickup for the Clippers, especially in place of Russell Westbrook. I still don't have a ton of faith in the Clippers this year. I just think that ship has sailed. I mean, Kawhi literally just got kicked off of Team USA because of his knees, and I just don't think that's going to magically heal and get better. Losing Paul George, yes, I thought that they did a good job of kind of bringing in pieces, but I don't think the Clippers are going to be better than they were with Paul George. But we'll see. Time will tell, right? You never know. Right pieces, plug in, fill a role. Kawhi could stay healthy. James Harden, if he can kind of get back a little bit of what he's declined in, you never know. Anything could happen. But we've seen this before, particularly with the Denver Nuggets, right? The Lakers basically exchanged KCP, amongst others, but KCP for Russell Westbrook, and that turned out to be a total disaster, right? Because, again, Russell Westbrook is a very specific player. And unless you have pieces that kind of complement him, at this stage, he's not going to be able to change. He's not going to magically become a 40% three-point shooter. He's not going to magically become a more efficient scorer, right? So when he went to the Lakers, the problem was him and LeBron, and it's yeah, LeBron wants to play off ball more and stuff, but at the end of the day, he's still LeBron, right? And it's just and when LeBron has the ball in his hands, Russ he's a guy, he can't play off ball. Now you can put him in certain actions and, have him be a cutter. And I do think with Denver, and particularly with Jokic, I do think you can work out some interesting sets for Russell Westbrook. I do think you can kind of, maybe utilize him better than a team like the Lakers. I thought the Clippers did a pretty good job with it. But even then, they didn't have that other playmaker to kind of where Russ could, play off ball, but use his athleticism and speed to his advantage, right? look at the Lakers last year, for those that followed the Lakers or watched some Laker games, right? Think of Jared Vanderbilt. Jared Vanderbilt's guy can't score, he can't shoot at all. And they were able to make him, 12-point-a-game guy, just putting him in various actions and using his size, length, and athleticism to be able to be the screener, be the roll man, be the corner cutter, right? Like, put him in specific positions to where, he could be effective on the offensive side. I think you could do a lot of the same things with Russell Westbrook. And I do think him going to Denver, I obviously, the joke going around, again, is the KCP thing. Denver's making the same mistake placing KCP with, Russell Westbrook. But, again, it's a very different situation. Because for Russ, he, again, is going to be seventh guy off the bench, sixth guy maybe, right? And Denver really needs that playmaker, that point guard, right? They need that guy that can come in and kind of help run the show when Jokic goes to the bench or Jamal Murray goes to the bench or whatever. I do think there is a path to where Russ can be effective, right? And I do think that there is a path where Russell Westbrook can actually be probably the best version he's been in a couple years. Because Denver does have, Russell Westbrook looked really good at times on the Clippers. Again, few and far between, but he did look good at times on the Clippers because they had the shooters and floor spacing. The Lakers didn't at the time. When Russ was there, they had the 1 year where it was just a bunch of old guys, and then they had the other year where it was a bunch of 6-foot guards, right? And none of them could shoot. Where a team like Denver, they have several guys that can shoot the basketball. So Russell Westbrook's going to be able to get ahead of steam down the court. And Jokic is also a guy that can knock down the three on occasion. He's not a guy you want taking 10 threes a game, but he can knock it down on occasion. So you can kind of allow Russell Westbrook to get that head of steam, get to the basket, have Jokic kind of be the roll man or kind of run, some pop action. I think that there are paths to make Russell Westbrook a valuable option for the Nuggets. How big of a valuable option is he going to be? That is yet to be seen. We'll see how that plays out. But I do think that if Mike Malone can slot him in specific areas and places when he doesn't have the ball, and then at times allow him to just have the ball. I've said this before with both the Lakers and the Clippers. I think if you just gave Russ 10 minutes a game and just said, here you go, dude. Put the right pieces around him, right? So have something where you got Russ, maybe Brown, Aaron Gordon, and, have, Michael Porter Jr., and then, some rolling big, without Jokic, right? Maybe even go a little smaller if you wanted to. Denver does it at times. They'll put Gordon at the 5. Do something like that where you can just kind of run Russ's style. I think if you just gave him 10 minutes a game, just handed him the keys and said, go crazy, I think he could be a guy that gets you, close to a double-double a night and give you a change of pace, give you kind of different look. Right? I think if you properly utilize Russ and really kind of look at, because everyone wants him to be something that he's not, right? And if Denver is looking at him to be something he's not, then he's not going to have success. You're just not going to have success with him because he's never going to be that. Now, he's been much better defensively. He has made some changes to his game, but he's not going to be a 40% three-point shooter. He's not going to be this guy that's just shooting the line. It's silly, right? So if you just accept who he is as a player, understand what his strengths are, and you put the pieces around him in certain, because again, you're not looking for him to play 30 minutes a game. If he coming in, he's playing 15, 20 minutes, right? If you just properly slot the right guys around him and really highlight his strengths, I think he can be effective. I do. I think he can be very effective. And we'll see. Time will tell. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? What are your thoughts? How do you feel? Do you think he's done? He's washed up? No point. This was silly by Denver. Do you think, no, Denver should be able to get the best out of him? I do think you can run a lot of actions with, like, just Russ being the roll man with Jokic, kind of like free throw extended and just kind of, running some actions with him as a cutter. I think there's definitely a path, in my opinion. But do you feel the same way? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.